My job here in a few minutes is to try to explain, and I don't know if I'm capable of doing it, how what you did changed South Carolina. It is almost impossible to describe how my state has changed because of your decision. You saw something in this state that we believed in ourselves, but it really doesn't count until someone else validates it. And when BMW said, South Carolina is the best place in America to build a car, you changed South Carolina forever, and God bless you. And when you're trying to recruit a company to come to South Carolina, here's what we say. Call BMW. Ask them what it's like to do business in South Carolina. How has that changed our ability to recruit? We went from the minor leagues to the major leagues in manufacturing. I don't do soccer, I'm sorry. But in baseball terms, we've been playing in the major leagues. We've been at the World Series level because of what you saw in our state so many years ago. And I would like to think that we've made everybody in BMW in Germany smart by choosing South Carolina. Because there had to be a lot of doubters in your country. There had to be a lot of critics within your company as to why you would do this and why you would pick our state. I think the record is pretty clear that you chose wisely. So what does it mean to South Carolina? It means that my state, our state, can point to pride to Team 10 and say that if you're looking for quality workers who will show up early and stay late and build a great product, go to Greer, Greenville, Spartanburg, wherever you want to call it, and check the BMW plant out. It has changed our ability to pass a future on to our children and grandchildren that we could only dream of before you came. I would argue there would be no Boeing without BMW. So, Mr. Chairman, as you compliment us, as you talk about how this has been good for your company, I want you to understand that I think I speak for every South Carolinian. Your decision to choose us over everybody in America has made my state something special in the manufacturing world. And it is our commitment to you, to Team 10, future chairmen, that South Carolina will deliver for your company, that you have our unequivocal support from every level of government, and that it is our goal to make sure that this partnership, which is now turned into a marriage, will last as long as there's South Carolina and BMW. And I've got one comment I want to make to you from an American perspective. Our country and our world lives in a very dangerous time. It is my goal one day to go to the Mideast as a South Carolina senator and say we would love to help you with your problems, but we don't need your oil. The car that you're making here in South Carolina, your commitment to the electric car, the BMW iCar partnership that is not only going to make a car famous from South Carolina, it's going to change the way cars are made all over the world. We're going to have a breakthrough in our state partnering with you that will design a car that can run on something other than foreign oil. And the sooner we can do that, the better our environment will be and the better this world will be. So let it be said, Mr. Chairman, that not only did BMW produce cars in South Carolina that became famous, that BMW and South Carolina working together is going to change the way cars are made for the world, making this a safer, cleaner planet. Thank you for coming to South Carolina.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Deputy Rick C. Wade.
Thank you and good afternoon. Let me first say to our BMW friends, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, and all of our BMW family, Senator Graham, Governor Sanford, former governors, all of you who've assembled. It is indeed a tremendous honor to be here representing the administration of President Barack Obama and the United States Department of Commerce. Secretary of Commerce Gary Locke sends his regards. He looks forward to being with you tomorrow in Washington. And I would tell you, it's really terrific to be back home in South Carolina. Just a short drive from Lancaster, which is where I was born and raised. And of course, Mr. Chairman, that drive would probably be even shorter and nicer in a new BMW X3. But it is my absolute pleasure to be here today at the opening of BMW's newest manufacturing facility. Last year was BMW's 15-year anniversary in Spartanburg, Greer, during which the 1.5 millionth car rolled off the assembly line. What an impressive accomplishment. Congratulations. And here's to your continued success in the great Palmetto State as you expand this plant and prepare for the launching of the new BMW X3. This is indeed an exciting time for BMW and certainly for us in the Obama administration as it reflects on BMW's commitment, its broader commitment here in America. I was working in our state capitol, and I remember vividly when BMW came to our state. BMW has had an unbelievably huge impact on South Carolina. It brought high volume production and high wages. BMW's South Carolina complex supports more than 23,000 jobs, as has been mentioned, and generates an extraordinary $1.2 billion in wages and salaries statewide each year. And I understand that, as we've heard, that BMW will hire about 1,600 new employees here to support the new X3 and to meet the growing demand for the X5 and X6. And I don't need to tell you that these investments create a huge multiplier effect with extensive employment throughout the state, and local businesses benefit from BMW's extensive network of local suppliers. And all told, BMW's contribution to the Palmetto State's economy since 1992 is well over $4 billion. That's very, very impressive. And BMW obviously has not shied away from its environmental responsibility to this area either. As you know, this administration has led the charge to increase green manufacturing and green technology in the United States, and we appreciate your leadership in this very important area. We're told that BMW will produces 11 kilowatts of electricity on site, with about half of the energy used in manufacturing provided by methane gas from a local landfill. And on these grounds is the world's first ever green automotive paint shop, also powered by the landfill methane. And this is important, as this effort substantially reduces greenhouse gas emissions in South Carolina, and I want to compliment you in doing your part to combat our climate crisis. You're not only making great strides in innovations, you're also significantly reducing the environmental impacts of your products. That's a win-win for everyone. BMW's green technologies include more fuel-efficient and emissions-reducing engines. These enhanced green technologies deliver better fuel consumption and emission levels, and exciting development that will be born out in BMW's first fuel hybrid vehicle, the active hybrid X6. And so I encourage everyone at BMW to continue making strides in this very, very important area. You serve as an example for other businesses, not just in this country, but around the world. As we all know, BMW's successes come after a rough patch for our economy, for our national economy here in the United States. President Obama's focus remains on creating jobs, generating more jobs at home, and sending more products overseas. And that includes a keen focus on exports. Exports are an integral part of our economy. American exports accounted for nearly 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs and close to 7% of all of our total employment. And under President Obama's National Export Initiative, or NEI, there's going to be a lot more resources to provide government aid in exporting and making exporting easier for businesses. The NEI, which the President announced early this year, sets a goal of doubling U.S. exports over the next 5 years and supporting several million new jobs right here at home. The NEI is an unprecedented effort, and it was designed with one overriding goal in mind: to put Americans back to work in jobs that provide security, dignity, and a sense of hope for the future. So we applaud BMW for its contribution to this cause. For over 70% of this factory's production goes out to 130 global markets, with a total of more than 1 million vehicles exported as of this summer. With this expansion, BMW is ready to produce a new X3 for distribution around the globe, increasing plant exports and supporting President Obama's exporting goals. So BMW, thank you so much for your work. Your contributions toward job creation and capital investment have greatly benefited the economy, not only locally, but nationally. You are indeed a model company. We applaud your success on this day and your long-term commitment to the United States of America. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all our speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have told you about our history, about our investment, and our strategy. And now we would like to show you who is making all this happen.
BMW has become an official mobility partner of the United States Olympic Committee, supporting American athletes in the upcoming Summer and Winter Games. We are pleased to welcome five-time Olympian from Greenville, South Carolina, George Hincapie.